House of Glory wrestling fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Who Runs the World was my first House of Glory show in nearly 5 years, and they ran at the NYC Arena, formerly known as Club Missouri. Um, it was a one night tournament to crown a brand new women's champion, which had been vacant for the past 2 years practically, maybe longer than that. Pardon me. But we had a one night tournament. It opened up with current Impact Wrestling digital media champion Jordan Grace, as she defeated in the first round the Kick Demon Janai Kai by submission with a rear naked choke. Next up was the Ultraviolet, former House of Glory Women's Champion, taking on Santana Garrett. I forgot if she was with Impact or another big wrestling promotion in the past. Violet defeated Santana Garrett with this armbar into a bridge submission hold. After the match, Santana Garrett attacked Violet and left her laying in the corner, so don't know where they're going to go with that. Next up was the Russian Crush, Natalia Markova, going one-on-one with former NXT competitor Mercedes Martinez, who has also appeared in Impact Wrestling and most recently AEW. Mercedes had some kind of had the Dragon Sleeper on Mercedes, and Markova grabbed the rope, and the referee Nick Shin ended up disqualifying Mercedes Martinez for not adhering to the 5 count. And after the match, Mercedes pulled a chair from underneath the ring and hit Natalia in the back 3 times with it. Natalia Markova was victorious over Mercedes Martinez by disqualification, advancing in the tournament. Then, next up was the Virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo taking on Sumi Sakai in what I felt was the best match of the first round. Sumi Sakai was victorious with a poorly executed spin doctor neckbreaker that ECW's Nova was known for. Very shocking that Sumi actually won the match. But then again, Sumi is a seasoned veteran. Next, in the semifinals of the tournament, we saw the Ultraviolet take on Russian Crush Natalia Markova. Markova was victorious using a swinging X Factor on Ultraviolet to advance to the finals. Then, in the other semifinal match, Jordan Grace faced Sumi Sakai, in which Jordan Grace defeated Sumi Sakai with a muscle buster to get to the finals of the tournament. And then they actually went to intermission right after that, which I thought they were gonna. It looked like they were. I thought they were gonna go straight through it first, but thank goodness they did take intermission. But I'll get back to that later. Then it was time for the finals of the one-night tournament, in which Jordan Grace faced Russian Crush Natalia Markova. Markova was coming to the ring for the match, but Grace attacked her from behind with a 2x4 and then suplexed her on the ramp before they finally got in the ring, and then the bell rang to officially start the matchup. Markova was placed in the rear naked choke by Jordan Grace, and Markova, let's just say she pulled the Bret Hart trick from WrestleMania 8. The only difference was she didn't kick off the turnbuckles. She just rolled herself backwards while still in the rear naked choke and ended up pinning Jordan Grace to become the new House of Glory Women's Champion, the Russian Crush, Natalia Markova. And then out comes Sir Wilkins, and I forgot the lady's name. Sir Wilkins presents Markova with the Women's Championship belt, and I forgot the lady's name. She interviewed Markova, what's your feeling? How do you feel, what emotion you have right now of being the new Women's Champion? And I forgot Markova's reaction. But during intermission, I walked around and I saw Jeff, who always brings his championship belt with him, seemingly. I noticed Jay Santy, who has practically been supporting House of Glory from the beginning. He was shocked to see me, as was Michael Sorrentino, who is or was part of the General Admission Wrestling podcast. I don't know if he and Benjamin still do that anymore. They got a great sound system in that building. Ugh. Ah, in that building. And during intermission, they played Gwen Stefani's "Holla Back Girl," Bon Jovi's "Wanted Dead or Alive," and then that song came cut off, and then Linkin Park's "In the End" was playing. Now, I'm glad about a few things. Let me just say this: I'm glad I arrived at the building long after the door was open, because it was so cold and I couldn't fathom staying outside freezing my butt off. Security was checking, making sure everybody had vaccination cards, and they were doing physical pat downs. House of Glory, you could have like alerted everybody, you know, when plugging the show to tell that, you know, that if you're not vaccinated, you can't, if you know that you got to have a vaccination card and be vaccinated if you unless you wouldn't be allowed in the building. It was great seeing Charmaine and her daughter. Uh, as I said, saw Jeff, Jay Santy, Michael Sorrentino. Oh, and how can I forget Brian XL Baez, House of Glory owner, founder. He saw me as I came in, and Brian, I'm surprised you actually recognized me with short hair. um, Now, the one thing I will say about this show is usually when I go to any show that has a one night tournament, usually like after the first round matches are done, then they would like go to intermission, knowing that two competitors got to wrestle 3 times, have to come back out, and they got to wrestle 3 times in one night, and 2 competitors have to wrestle twice. They could have had intermission after the first round, and I was thinking maybe they would have had a non-tournament match, but that didn't happen. The show ended at 9:56 p.m. That surprised me. Not surprising to me that the show started late. 8 p.m. arrived, the show had yet to start. Also glad I actually, I had ordered food and I ate at home before I went out there, because at one point I noticed where they were like one bar counter, there was like alcoholic beverages, and the one bar counter I was sitting near, they were selling food over there, and they had a price list, and I saw that they were charging $4 for a hot dog. Come on. Glad I ate before I got there. By the way, House of Glory, Brian Baez, I hope someday you do another women's show. It doesn't have to be a one night tournament, because I'm sure you'll get more. You know, obviously we'd have more women, because you know, when a one night tournament, it takes away positions, knowing that Jordan Grace and the new House of Glory Women's Champion Natalia Markova, they had to go out there 3 times. Sumi Sakai and the Ultraviolet, they had to go out there twice. I understand there was something, unless I'm mistaken, the crowd wasn't too big, as it normally would for a House of Glory show. I believe something. You know, I forgot to mention when Mercedes Martinez, after hitting Natalia Markova after getting DQ'd, that She actually sat down in the chair after using it. Now, one thing I want to address is that the day that there was an Instagram post, somebody left a comment, and it's not somebody I have on Instagram, but the person thought there was going to be a meet and greet starting at 6 p.m. and this person said they've been waiting outside for a little over than 30 minutes and it's cold and it says not the best experience for their first show. I mean, I mean that's not going to be acceptable for everybody to stand out there in the cold and wait. Well, they kept announcing as the night went on that House of Glory will be returning to action Saturday night, February 12th. Now, the Lucha Brothers, Ray Phoenix and Penta were initially advertised, but Ray Phoenix recently got injured, so I don't know if they've been taken off the show or if they're just going to have Penta there in a singles match or just have Penta there doing a meet and greet by himself, or they'll be just taken off the show altogether and they'll try to get some other name or another big name to appear. Oh boy. But yeah, as I said earlier, you know, House of Glory was good to be out there. I'll tell you what, I'll trade any end. I'll say it right now. Any independent show out there is beats sitting at home watching SmackDown on a Friday night. I will say that. So yeah, HOG. Hope to see a show in the future, and hopefully you'll do another women's show in the future, and hopefully you'll get a bigger crowd when that happens. So hope everybody enjoyed this.